The Galactic Council chamber stretched across 3 kilometers of polished obsidian, its crystalline walls reflecting the bioluminescent patterns of a dozen different species. At the center, the Great Mediator, a towering being of pure energy, pulsed, with calming frequencies meant to soothe even the most aggressive minds. James Chen adjusted his uniform and glanced at his partner, Fiza Malik, who stood rigid beside him. They were the only humans in a sea of alien delegates, each species having sent their finest diplomats to witness what the galaxy hoped would be humanity's final capitulation. The terms are generous, the Great Mediator's voice resonated through every translator in the chamber. Humanity will retain 3 systems, full autonomy within those borders, and protection under the Pax Galactica. All we ask is that you cease your expansion activities. The Vrex ambassador, a chitinous creature with compound eyes, clicked its mandibles in what James had learned was their equivalent of nodding. The offer is beyond fair. Humans have caused enough chaos. Chaos? Fiza's voice cut through the chamber like a plasma blade. We've brought medicine to the Kalani plague worlds. We've shared our agricultural techniques with the Zephyrians. You've disrupted the natural order, interrupted the crystalline delegate, its faceted body refracting light in agitated patterns. Species are meant to remain within their designated evolutionary paths. Your interference has created unpredictable variables. James stepped forward, his boots echoing in the vast space. Unpredictable variables like the fact that the Kalani no longer face extinction? Like the Zephyrians now producing enough food to feed their entire population? The Great Mediator's glow dimmed slightly. The galaxy has existed in harmony for millennia before humanity emerged from your small blue world. We have systems, protocols, a delicate balance that ensures peace. Your peace, Fiza said, her voice steady but carrying an edge that made several alien delegates shift uncomfortably, is stagnation. A collective gasp rippled through the assembly. The word stagnation was considered almost blasphemous in galactic society, where stability was the highest virtue. For 10,000 years, James continued, walking toward the center of the chamber, you've maintained your perfect peace by ensuring nothing ever changes. Species stay in their lanes. Technology advances at approved rates and everyone follows the rules. And it worked. The Great Mediator pulsed more brightly. No wars, no suffering, no chaos. No growth, Fiza countered. No breakthroughs, no dreams of something better. The Aquan representative, a graceful being of living water, flowed forward. But at what cost, humans? Your species has been among us for barely 2 centuries, and already you've disrupted treaties older than your written history. James smiled, and something about that human expression made the assembled aliens uncomfortable. We've disrupted your comfortable bubble, yes. We've shown other species that they don't have to accept good enough as the best they'll ever get. The Taurillians developed faster than light communication after meeting us, Fiza added. The Nethys created their first original art in 6,000 years. The Brek learned to question their caste system. Dangerous precedents, the Vrex ambassador clicked rapidly. What if every species began to innovate unpredictably? Then maybe, James said, his voice carrying across the chamber, the galaxy might actually get somewhere instead of treading water for eternity. The Great Mediator's energy form swirled with what might have been frustration. We offer you peace, security, a place in our order. Why do you refuse? Fiza and James exchanged glances, and in that moment, they both understood what their answer would be. Because, Fiza said, we didn't crawl out of caves, cross oceans, and reach for the stars, just to sit still and call it peace. We refuse, James announced, his words carrying the weight of his entire species' decision, to shake hands on a deal that asks us to stop being human. The chamber erupted in sounds of distress from dozens of different species. The Great Mediator's glow flickered wildly. You're choosing conflict over harmony, the crystalline delegate's voice rang with disbelief. War over peace. James shook his head. We're choosing growth over comfort, progress over safety. We're choosing to keep reaching, even if we might fall. And if other species follow your example? The great mediator asked. If our carefully maintained balance collapses? Fiza smiled, and like James's expression, it carried something the aliens found both fascinating and terrifying. Then maybe, for the first time in 10,000 years, the galaxy might surprise itself. The two humans turned and began walking toward the chamber's exit, their footsteps echoing in the stunned silence. "Where are you going?" the great mediator called after them. "To build something new," James called back without turning around. "To make mistakes and learn from them. To show the universe that peace isn't the absence of conflict, it's the presence of hope." As they reached the massive doors, Fiza paused and looked back at the assembly of alien delegates. "Your invitation stands, by the way. Any species that wants to join us in reaching for something better than good enough, you know where to find us." The doors sealed behind them with a resonant chime, leaving the Galactic Council to contemplate a future that, for the first time in millennia, they couldn't predict or control. And somewhere in the vast cosmos, on worlds where humans had walked and talked and dreamed aloud, other species began to wonder what lay beyond the borders of their comfortable, peaceful prisons. Humanity had refused to shake hands on peace, because they knew the universe deserved something far better than mere tranquility. They deserved the beautiful, chaotic, magnificent struggle of becoming more than they were.